Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie, and for my final project, I did a lot of reflecting and thinking about the semester, thinking about everything that we learned, and I thought a lot about how we all have different perspectives coming from different backgrounds. We were able to come together in Madrid to kind of have a shared experience in that sense, but it got me thinking about some of my other friends who are studying abroad outside of Madrid. I was wondering what their answers would be to some of the questions that we've been asking ourselves this semester, this block, about things like culture shock, stereotypes, and biggest takeaways from being abroad in their city. So I interviewed a couple of my friends abroad that aren't here, as well as some of my friends that I've met in Madrid, and I compared their answers here. Okay, question 1. What is your name and where are you studying?
Hello everyone. My name is Grace and I'm studying abroad in Lima, Peru this semester.
My name's Nina and I'm from Philadelphia. I've been studying in Madrid for the past month.
Hi, my name is Mel. I'm currently abroad in Florence, Italy.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tookie.
And I'm Kylie.
And we're studying abroad in Edinburgh, Scotland.
But we're normally from Tufts. And we've been in Edinburgh for about 4 weeks now.
My name's Jack Gifford. I'm from Broomfield, Colorado. I've been in Madrid for 6 weeks.
Question 2. What makes your city unique?
Lima's pretty unique because it's very easy to learn and practice my Spanish here. They speak very slowly and clearly.
And what makes Madrid unique is the pace of life is a lot slower here than it is back home.
My city is unique for its rich culture and Renaissance history.
Our city is unique because there are so many Highland cows around. Everywhere you go.
And the guys
cows.
actually wear kilts, like day-to-day life.
Also, another fun fact is that there are more redheads in Scotland than in Ireland.
People have been telling us that out and about.
Madrid is super unique in the culture differences that they have.
Question 3. What was the biggest culture shock you experienced?
My biggest culture shock is probably how family-oriented everyone here is.
The biggest culture shock was probably how late everything is compared to home, like meal times and going out. It's a lot different. The biggest difference between here and Philadelphia is probably that I don't have the same support system as I do back home. So that's definitely been difficult and threw me out of my comfort zone a little bit.
The biggest difference between here and home, well, I guess comparing to school, it'd probably be like the study life.
People drink a pint before they go to take their exams.
Yes.
You know, it's just a little chiller, you know, just gives you luck, brings you good luck as you go to take your tests.
And I've noticed compared to other European countries I've been to that they really like Americans here. So it's been great.
And the biggest shock for me when I got here was that everyone drinks wine all the time, especially at lunch, which I'm not used to back home.
The biggest culture shock that I have is probably transportation. I'm not used to taking the metro. The biggest difference between here and home would be the times of food, time when we eat food.
Question 4. If you had to describe America in one word, what would it be and why?
To describe my native country, America, I would have to describe it as spontaneous and lively.
Okay, if I had to describe America in one word, I would say high speed.
Oh.
One word to describe America would be fast pace.
One word that I would use to describe the US is rushed.
One word to describe America and one word to describe Spain. I guess the difference between both, it's not really a word but a phrase, is in America, a Spaniard actually told me this. They said in America you live to work versus here you work to live.
Question 5. If you had to describe your abroad country in one word, what would it be and why?
One word to describe my home country of Peru and Lima, I would have to say, well, it's a few words, but I would have to say rich in history.
And if I had one word to describe Scotland, maybe I would say go with the flow.
Yeah, laid back.
Yeah.
One word to describe Madrid would be laid back.
And one word that I was used to describe Florence is beauty.
Last but not least, what is one part of your abroad country's culture that you will take home with you?
My favorite part of the culture that I'll probably bring home would be prioritizing spending time with my family and making time after my meals to sit and talk with them.
And a favorite part of Spanish culture that I'll bring home with me is probably living in the moment and slowing down.
And the biggest takeaway for me that I will bring back home is to slow down and enjoy the little things and not be so rushed all the time.
Favorite part of my place's culture that I'll bring home with me is patience. Be more patient about stuff.
Favorite part of the culture that I would bring home is the high tea. They have tea in the library. Everywhere you go, you can get tea. And
But not the haggis. That will not be coming back.
No. Oh, wait. One more cool fun fact is that a lot of the inspiration for Harry Potter came from Scotland.
Woo! So a huge thank you to my friends for their contributions to my project. It was really fun to put together all of their answers and to see that even though they're from all over the world, a lot of them have very similar answers and very similar opinions on what it's like to be an American that's studying abroad. It was really interesting to kind of compare culture shocks and just to kind of see how different that American culture kind of is than so many other places around the world. I think is very telling, and I think is something that is often overlooked. And it was really fun to kind of see that everybody's, one of their biggest takeaways and one of their biggest culture shocks has just kind of been the fast-paced life that we're used to at home, and how not unusual, but how different that is than so many other places. So that's definitely something that I'm going to take away and bring back home with me, is to just kind of remember to take a step back and to appreciate kind of a slower paced life that I've had the pleasure of experiencing here in Madrid.